Hello, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for today's session on tourism websites. We're so excited to host this destination website webinar. I'm just going to wait a couple minutes to make sure everyone can join in before we get started. All right, it looks like it's starting to slow down with our participants joining. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off. Again, thank you so much for joining us for today's session on building the ultimate destination website with Revize. We want this to sort of serve as a reminder to everybody that we do build more than just municipal websites. So we're going to talk about how to create an effective, beautiful tourism website with Revize. Your hosts for today's session are, as always, me, Hannah Shramsky. I'm the marketing specialist at Revize, and I help host all of these webinars. So if you've been to one before, then I'm a familiar face. But we are also lucky enough to be joined by Joseph J. Nagrant, the Vice President of Business Development and Sales at Revize. So everyone give Joseph a hearty welcome. He's going to lead a presentation in our different tourism websites once I wrap up with my introductory slides here. So yeah, thank you so much, Joe, for joining us. A little bit of housekeeping before we go any further. Just a reminder, a recording of today's session will be uploaded to the Revize website per usual. It'll be under the webinars webpage. If you are on the revize.com website, you'll see it up on the top of your screen there. You can click on webinars and it'll be the top one that you see. It should be up either by the end of today or early tomorrow, so you can share it with a colleague who couldn't make it or refer back at any time. And a reminder too, we will hold our Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So once the presentation wraps up, we'll open up the floor to have anybody drop any questions you might have in the chat, and we will make sure to answer all of them or as many as we can within our time frame today. So if you drop a question in the chat throughout the webinar, just know we're not ignoring you. We're just going to get to them at the end. And be sure to follow us on social media and subscribe to our company newsletter so you don't miss any important updates. This would be website launches, trade shows we're attending in the future, any upcoming webinars that we're doing. In September, we'll be showcasing our new page builder, which you won't want to miss. So make sure you're subscribed to our newsletter so that you don't miss the registration for that. If you go to revize.com and scroll to the bottom of the homepage, you'll see a little submission box where you can add your email address into it and you'll be subscribed to our newsletter. So you can also scan the QR code that you see on your screen right now, and it'll take you to our company link tree where you can follow us on various platforms. You can read our blog. We just had a blog about the different government website trends that are defining 2026, so that could be a great read for you. And watch old webinars, all of that good stuff. So be sure to stay connected with Revize because we've got a lot of good stuff coming in the fall. The agenda for today's webinar, though, is first we're going to talk a little bit about Revize for those of you who are unfamiliar with us. I'll briefly show a portfolio of a couple of our award-winning tourism websites and talk about some of our external applications that could boost up a tourism website. We will also talk about the benefits of having a tourism website for your community. And then I'll pass it off to Joseph Nagrant for his presentation on our tourism websites. And like I said, at the end, we will be doing the Q&A session together where we'll open up the floor for any questions you might have. So, as discussed, a little bit about Revize. We've been in the business for over 26 years, and we specialize in building beautiful, functional, and accessible websites for local government entities and web applications for local government entities as well. We're headquartered in the Metro Detroit area in Michigan, but we're proud to serve thousands of different agencies all across the country. So let's unpack some of the benefits of having a tourism website in the first place. First of all, it can offer an important source of information for potential travelers, and it gives a virtual portal into your municipality so people can see what it might feel like to actually visit your community. It can also bring exposure to your locality by being a website online, so it can provide that global online reach. It can drive economic impact for your community, which is a great benefit as it can inspire tourists to visit and participate in your local economy and all the things that make it great. It also enables potential visitors to explore and book different services and facilities at their convenience. We actually have an app that can help you with this as well. And it just showcases the amazing people, places, and things that make your community special, which is what we want to do. And every community has something that makes it unique and special and would be a reason for someone to want to visit and check it out. Some of the apps that we offer that are sort of tourism forward are listed here. Most of these are external applications as well, meaning they can integrate with any website platform, not just Revize websites. Our AI chatbot and our AI search applications are powered by artificial intelligence, and they use natural language processing to deliver conversational, accurate, instantaneous answers to any user inquiries. So you could even ask a chatbot on a tourism website, make me an itinerary for a day in blank place. And it could pop out a morning, day, and night itinerary for you to follow to check out that location. So that is something that could be super helpful. RZ Assist is our accessibility widget and ADA scan tool, which means your tourism website would then be accessible to visitors of all abilities. Our calendar app is really well done. It's interactive and beautifully designed, so it's an easy way to, boost attendance at community events and make sure people know about what's happening in your municipality and try to get people interested in different events you're hosting and boost tourism that way. Interactive Forms is a great application where people are able to fill out online forms without downloading PDFs or scanning anything or printing anything, so they can just fill something out in browser and submit it back. Facilities Reservation app is the one I mentioned earlier, where visitors are able to book community resources with ease online, and they can also pay for those resources online since it offers payment integration as well. Our newsletter app helps people stay connected. You can get the buzz going for different community events and attractions that are going to be happening, and stay connected with tourists that way. A photo gallery is, of course, a great way to display all the beautiful things about your community. And a blog is a classic tourism website staple, just a travel blog situation. So those are some of the things that we offer that can help make your tourism website great. Now let's talk about our award-winning portfolio. So Joseph Nagert during his presentation is going to dive a little deeper into each of these websites, but I just wanted to give them all a quick overview shout out here. The Downtown Duluth website, which you see in the middle of your screen right now, received a Best in Category Horizon Interactive Award. It's a super fun, unique design. I really love that website. Visit Navasota, which is on my right here, also earned a Horizon Interactive Award. It's another great tourism website that we did. And Visit Lufkin. This one has an interesting story because this specific website did not win an award, but the City of Lufkin website did win a Communicator Award. And after they won their design award, I believe that's what inspired them to then also do a tourism website with us. So Joseph will talk more about that later. And just a reminder to get in touch with us. Feel free to contact Revize with one of our general contact submission ways, or contact directly your current account manager to learn more about any pricing questions you might have and get more in-depth product demos. We would love to connect with you. Feel free to reach out to our phone number, our contact submission box there, and we'd love to schedule a personal meeting with you. Awesome. Well, that wraps up my introductory slides here. So I am going to pass it on over to Joseph to do his informative presentation for us. Thank you, everybody, so much. And I'm going to stop sharing my screen and pass it over to Joseph.
All righty. Do you see my screen now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, excellent. Hello, everybody. Joe Nagrant here. So as you know, families are looking for that one tank vacation. They want to go somewhere that is going to be affordable, but bring the family and learn new things and discover new things. Municipal and county managers, they want to create more of a positive camaraderie with their residents. So those are additional benefits for municipalities and counties building these destination websites. So we started building so many of them that we decided to do a little bit of research. We actually did a resident usability study. We went to about 6 vacation agencies and brought in residents. We had them go to 2 or 3 destination websites to get everyday things and look up things. And when they got frustrated or upset, we interviewed them and they told us how they want it laid on out. So that's a lot better way of building your website rather than us guessing what we think the residents want. So today I'm going to go over those best practices with you and give you some examples in regards to that. So the very first thing is that when residents come to a destination website, they told us they want more of a knowledge dashboard. And what they mean by that is no paragraphs, but just a quick glance, minimal reading. They can look at everything that the area has to offer. Not only that, but we all heard about this 3-click rule. That's no longer exists. What they want is to be able to get anywhere on the website in just 1 click, whether it's going to the navigation, whether it's getting to all the different section areas like shopping or lodging, or events happening in the area. Another thing that they want is all the social media links to be at the top of the website. They indicated some of the destination websites will bring some of the updates like at the bottom of the homepage. No one goes there anymore. They want to see the actual updates because they have those apps on their phone already and they can communicate with the agency and get information quickly and easily there. Another thing they want is what's called a floating navigation. Actually, it's for people over 55 years old. They're on their PC tablet, and if they're halfway down the page, they still feel that they're in control, so they can get to other parts of the website without having to roll all the way up or roll all the way down on the website. Another item is having what's called an extended mega menu. So in this case here, I'm hovering over shop. They want to be able to get to every single web page, even if it's a sub-nav web page, in 1 click from the home page. So that's very, very important. Another thing that's important to them, all your information, whether it's history, shopping, events, etc., they want to be able to get to all that right from the home page. As you can see here, we have what's called a quick link slider. With the quick link slider, you can add additional ones. Now, we had computer behavioral software on these computers that they were utilizing. And what we found out is that when it came to the quick link slider, if you utilize that, if you have more than 5, they won't look at any of them whatsoever. It's just too many of them for them to take on in. But that's when you go ahead and you have your quick link slider, so that way you can cycle through all of them. We found out a few other things as well in regards to upcoming events. If you have more than 4, they won't look at them at all. If you have more than 3 news items, they won't look at them. So the biggest important thing is if you keep to those numbers, but utilize scrolling so they can scroll through the news, scroll through the different application sliders, then you're going to be in really, really good shape. Another thing that we found out as well is that when residents look on a page, sometimes you'll see in these destination websites where there's cartoons or graphical images in there. Residents tend to think that it cheapens the look of the actual website design itself. What we did find out, though, is by utilizing photos that it really intrigued them to learn more. And sometimes they went ahead and clicked on these boxes because of the photos and not really look at the subject area itself. Another thing we found out is utilize videos as much as possible. This over here is Navasota. They were a municipality where downtown was a little bit sort of, vacant. They put in some money to dress up the downtown area. We did the city's website and then we did the vacation website, and it really showed off the downtown area. They have shops down there now. They have margarita festivals on the weekend. They're the capital of blues, so they have blues concerts, and really brought people from around the area to watch out what Navasota really has to offer. But utilizing the video was just really wonderful because it did a number of different things. At Revize, we actually use video on many of our websites for the following reason. First of all, we probably launched 6 or 7 of these types of designs every month for the last 3 years. So we watched the behavior. What we found out is first-time viewers, 93% of them will watch the video in its entirety. Then existing residents and around the area increased their return rate back to the website by 61% within the first 2 months. So picture this. You got a website that draws their attention. You have a home page where one glance, minimal reading, you can get anywhere in one click. This is one of the very best practices you can have for a destination website because now they come back more frequently. They look up more events, they look up new places to dine. And what ends up happening is the travel bureaus and destination agencies are finding out that it's reducing incoming phone and email by 20%. Not only that, it really inspires more people to come to the area, especially in the geographic area of the area. They start coming in from all over the different places. So here's a little story for you. Everybody seems to like stories. I like stories. So City of Lufkin about 3 years ago commissioned Revize to make a website for them. What they found out at that time, they hired a new public information officer. And that information officer was tasked to bring the community more together. So she started having things like beer tasting at the zoo, uh, barbecue and blues festivals in the downtown area, wine pairing classes at the library. So not only was it bringing the community together, but they're showing off the resources that the city had to offer. Now, what ended up happening is after a year, people were coming up from the Houston area. Houston's about 2.5 hours south of Lufkin and enjoying the weekend in Lufkin. So they went ahead and had us commission their visitation website. As you can see, when you look at websites like this, it's like, wow, this is a beautiful website. It's a great place to be. And it's like, I want to live there. Or I want a vacation there. It really draws attention to everything that, what they're all about. So it really works out well for everybody to look at the website and see what's available out there. Now, when you're looking at the website, you got a great website. You got a great homepage. You get everything there in one click. But what then? There's different applications that can really intrigue the residents and visitors from outside the area to use the website more frequently and get information a little bit more. And Hannah hit on some of them on her slide presentation. Probably one of the more important ones is going to be the AI chatbot. So let me talk a little bit about that. Right now in the news, you hear a lot about AI and how it's dangerous for individuals and it could really disrupt people's lifestyles. Well, those are the AIs that are being trained so that way it makes decisions for you or tells you what to do. The AI we use doesn't do that. Our AI strictly aggregate information and present it to you. So when you're using it in a destination website, you can have it trained on the whole website. You can have it getting information about lodging or dining or events coming on up. You can ask it specific information like, do you have jazz festivals or whatever? So the way the AI chatbot works is that you click on it, you train it on the whole website, and you can train it on external websites too. So if there's other destination information about the history of your municipality, you can train it on that information as well. And what will happen is that a web visitor can talk to it in any language they want, which is wonderful. Do you have any golf courses? So they talk to it or they type in their question. It goes on out, gets the information, and brings it on back. And not only that, you can have it train it as many times as you want when you put in new information, or we can automatically have it update for you on a periodic basis for you. And we also will put this into our search bar as well. Another thing is our AZ Assist ADA accessibility widget. So there's some out on the market that you'll see and has a few features, but we actually did some interviews with some special needs individuals that have vision impairments as well as physical impairments, and they need more variety on the types of software that help them navigate your website because of their own impairments, right? So when they open this on up, what they see is that they can summarize the page, they can have the page read to them, they can download the audio, they can change the font size, the line height, text spacing, they can highlight links. If I have dyslexia, I can make it dyslexia friendly. A lot of people have color blindness, so they can change the contrast and make it easier for them to read. Or if they have more impairments, they can actually change the color of the text or the tile colors or the background. And it also has a translation button here as well. And the other cool thing about it, once they set these priorities of the software they want to use on your website, then they can go ahead and leave it there. When they come back to your website, those same settings will stay there for them. Another wonderful thing is putting in what's called a keyword search on every different module on your website. This is a frequently asked question module. Residents are looking for places where they can get their quick questions answered like this. They're in their car, they're driving to where your municipality or county is, and they want to get information quickly. They don't want to have to wait to get information. So they can just type on in what they're looking for. Maybe I want to get a dog license. I can type that in, and as you can see, the information comes to me. Same thing with your document center. If you're looking for a particular document, you can type that on in rather than looking through all the documents on here. You can have it search for the right document, and it's right there at their beck and call. This over here is our calendar. What's really nice is you can have as many calendars as you want. If you have a lot of things happening, segmentize them. One calendar for events. If you have different types of events like community events, musical events, educational events, separate those calendars. Believe it or not, people have specialty interests in the different things that they want to see in your area. So you can color code them. This also has the keyword search, so they can look at all the events or just the ones that are of interest to them. Now, one thing we also found out, all my life I'm thinking everybody likes looking at a grid calendar. Boy, was I wrong. Many of the residents prefer a listing view. The reason being is everyday individuals glance at it and have a rough idea of what's happening during the week, but senior citizens, they will print this all on out. Now, what's nice about having a good calendar is that when you click on it, you want to have an area where you can put in a picture of the event. And that's very important. Do not use a graphical image. Do not use a badly cropped, screenshot of something. Go to websites like unsplash.com, Pexels, PEX.com. They're royalty-free photo websites. You can type in what type of image you want, and you get professional photographer pictures, download them. It'll make your area look like it's worth $1 million. So always use them rather than cartoon images. Then you can put in your content. You can put in the place of where the event is happening or where the dining establishment is located. We'll put in a Google map. What's nice about Google Maps and on your cell phone is when you click on them, it'll open on up Google Navigator or Waze and give you the directions on how to get there. And if you're looking at events ahead of time and you want to remember when that event is occurring, you can click this button here and it'll save that event on the resident's personal calendar. So it's all great stuff to have. Now you have a lot of different venues to go to. Don't forget your parks. A lot of families, they're looking for low-cost ways to have excitement. They're going to come to your area. They're going to eat at the downtown, and then they go to a park to have some fun. Have a good listing have a good listing like this where they can look at a picture, have some information about the park, and they can call or hit on the address and drive there or send an email. And then maybe there's some more amenities that they can look on up and possibly look at a Google Earth view to see if there's, parking close by or where they have to travel. This just helps out in so many different ways. So you want these applications to be working well for them. Another thing that's nice to have is a search bar that they can pick what type of information that they're looking for. So this over here is our Insta search. So let's say I'm looking for events. I can search through events through the whole website or look for documents, flyers, things of that nature about it. Or I can go ahead to the pages that have been most popular visited to get that information. So having these additional engagement, we call them applications, really can make your destination website sing. Now, there's going to be some times where residents will want to get updates on if an event changes or gets canceled or there's a new restaurant in town. You can go ahead and put in the popular web pages, and then residents will put in their email address. Or if you also want, you can also have them put in their mobile phone, and then they select only the items they're interested in and how they want to receive those updates. It keeps them in the know. So if they're not visiting your website, they're still getting information from you about what's happening, and that caters to their interest. Another thing you might want to have is what's called a resident or citizen request center. This is made so that if they have specific questions like, hey, can I bring a glass container to the outdoor concert or something? You can have different types of subjects here. And behind each one, you can have the email address of the individual that can answer that question. As long as they go ahead and answer that question within 24 to 48 hours, you're doing good. So they select the subject, put in the question, they stick in their contact information, they select submit, it gets emailed to that individual specifically. Another thing that might be helpful is, let's say you're having a farmer's market and you want some vendors to sign on up. And maybe there's an application fee too. We have an application where they can fill it out online. It's called our interactive forms application. You can create all your forms so they don't have to fill out a PDF and download it and then email it out to you or get it in the mail. They can take care of everything right then and there because they can do this on their browser. So they fill out the form. If there's a cost adjusted, uh, a cost for submitting the form, they can have the right selection. It works with the Stripe payment processing system. They can put in their digital signature. Of course, it works with CAPTCHA to make sure it's not a form bot filling out this form. Then you select submit. They put in their credit card information. It goes through. Now, you don't have to have a payment system to use this. It can be just a simple form that they fill out now, but this makes life easier for those types of situations. The last thing I wanted to show you is that when you have a website like this, you want to make it easy to make updates to the website. So you want a content management system that you can learn how to edit with little or no education whatsoever. And that's what Revize is known for. For 26 years, we've been building a content management system for non-technical individuals. And this is how it works. So I go down to the bottom, select the word login, put in my username and password, and I'm in. All I have to do is look for the areas that I can go ahead and edit and click on those areas to do that. If I want to edit a particular web page, I just go to the page I want to edit. Clients tell us as long as you know 5% of Microsoft Word and you know how to read, you can acclimate to our system very, very easily. So if I want to make some simple edits on the page, I just select Edit Content. This is the rich text editor. I'm going to go ahead and upload a picture, upload a document, and link to another external website. So to upload an image, I'll click on the image manager. I can drag and drop my images up here, or I can easily just take them off of my computer and download them. In this case here, I'm going to reuse an image that's on the website already. I'm going to search for it by name. It comes on up, and there I have it. So you have your image. If you need to edit the image and crop it, you can select it and crop it on the fly. You always, one important thing is there's always going to be what's called an alt tab description. To keep your website ADA compliant, you want to make sure you put a meaningful tag in there, because when someone mouses over that image, it's going to tell them exactly what that image is. So you select save, and there you have it. Now, I usually like to go ahead and have the text wrap around the image, and I like to put spacing between the image and the text itself. This way it just looks a little bit nicer. And I'll resize it to an appropriate size to look good. Now I'm going to upload a document. Put the name of the document and highlight it. Go to the link manager, and then I just select upload file. And again, I can click over here, pull it off my computer, or I can reuse a document that I've used on the website already. Again, put in that tag in there for the screen reading software so they know what that is when they mouse over it. Select save, continue, and I'm good. If I want to link to another website, put the name of the organization or the subject topic, highlight it, go to the link manager, and then just put in the page of where you want it to go. When you select continue, there's a link checker. You'll make sure the website's live or that you spelled it correctly, and you're good to go. The last thing is you always want to select the ADA accessibility checker. It'll check to see if there's any issues. If there are, it'll tell you what they are and how to repair them. Then you just select publish, and then now here's all your new content. So that's the quick overview. If you ever want us to evaluate or do a more detailed study of your area and whether or not a destination website is good for you, by all means, reach on out to us. We can have a web meeting, and it's no charge, it's free of charge, and we can give an analysis and give you some recommendations for you to consider. Even if you're not going to build one this year, it's good to have that education so you can be thinking about it to see whether it's good for you and talking it over with your management. So now I'll turn it on over to Hannah, and we can answer some questions.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Joe, for showing us some of the ways that Revize can help build a really incredible tourism website for your destination. Whether or not, you even use the Revize CMS, we've got all these great other apps that can help make it really special. But feel free to drop any other questions you might have in the chat now so we can get those answered. Okay. Tori is wondering, I think this was about the homepage hero video. Is this something that we were able to change from the photo slide on our regular city site?
Absolutely. When we build our websites, you can have a rotating uh, photo gallery or slider, as we call it, or you can switch it out to the video on your own. What you want to do is upload the video to YouTube, and then you'll copy that URL, and you can add in a new item as the URL, and it'll replace it with that video. The benefit of that is that your homepage will turn on very, very quickly without any hesitation. With rotating photo galleries, it usually has to load up the photos themselves before the home page comes on up. So it's actually a great thing to do.
She's also wondering if that is an extra fee.
No, it is not. And also, too, the recipes to success for a video is no longer than a minute and a half. Show what it's like to live and play in your area. All either drone video or stationary video, just a good mixture of different things.
Crystal is wondering, can you repeat the names of the engagement applications that are available through Revize?
Um, yeah, there's the AI chatbot, RZ Assist, all of our regular modules for all of our applications, interactive forms application. Um,
AI search.
Thank you, Hannah.
Uh, Trying to think of the
and many, many more.
Yeah, there are lots more. And actually, Crystal, if you go to revize.com, one of the bars on the top of the website is our apps section. So you can click that app section and you'll be able to go through all the different external applications and modules that we offer if you're wanting to get a more comprehensive list of everything that we do have at Revize.
And one thing that's good to know is that maybe you have a destination website already and you want to embellish it with some of our apps. Many of our apps will work on other providers' websites as well.
Exactly. Annie is wondering, are there plans to update the CMS to improve text wrapping?
I believe we've already done that. Probably be a good idea to reach out to your account manager and give an exact example of what you're talking about to them, and they can remedy it for you. We have done updates to our CMS recently, and there's a lot of additional great features we've added into it.
Yeah, Annie, feel free to just reach out directly to us if there's something specific that you're experiencing. Okay. Oh, Mary is wondering what were the two sites that Joe mentioned that had the good photographs to use? So it looks like David shared the Pexels site. You also had mentioned
Yeah, there's
unsplash.com.
unsplash.com. And if you want to reach out to us, I have three more favorite ones. There's five of them that I go to, but they're wonderful. As a quick example, one of our clients needed a garbage pickup picture. So I went to Unsplash, put in garbage pickup, and you wouldn't believe the beautiful garbage pickup pictures that you could see. These pictures look good.
Yeah, that'll really enhance your website. And actually, I'm putting together a just an overall client resources newsletter right now that I'm going to send out links to all of these different websites that we know of with the royalty-free, um, complimentary images that you can download. So keep your eyes peeled for that. It should be coming next week. If you are a current Revize customer, Mary, you will get that in your inbox with some other good tips and tricks that we have for making sure your website looks fantastic. Mary Truman is wondering, will all of this be available after this meeting? Yes, it will. I am recording today's session and I'll be uploading it to our YouTube and our website. So it should be available by this afternoon or by tomorrow so that you can refer back to all the great information that Joe shared, some of the stuff that I shared. You could watch this anytime, share it with somebody who couldn't make it to the live session, and all of that good stuff. Crystal is also wondering about scheduling training for how to use interactive forms. I would say, Crystal, just reach out directly to us. You can reach out to your account manager if you'd like, or Joe or I. My email is hannah@revize.com, and I can make sure your inquiry goes to the correct person and we can get that training set up for you. Michelle wondering if we will share the webinar recording. Yes, we will. It will be on our website. Feel free to just check revize.com either this afternoon or tomorrow and head over to our webinar webpage and you'll see it there. Hallie is wondering, are those CMS updates available to clients who have a basic version of the CMS, or is that only for certain versions of the CMS?
Recently, we updated our CMS with the new interface. Depending on which version you have, you might be able to get those. If not, there's a way that we can, convert it on over possibly. So you'll want to reach out now to us, and we'll have the proper individual to reach out to you and give you what your options are.
Yep, feel free to contact us. You can use the contact@revize.com email, like I said, or you can email me if you'd like, hannah@revize.com. I believe Joe's email is joseph.nagrant@revize.com. Or again, the submission box on our website, just the Revize contact form. Any mode of contact that you'd like to use, we will definitely get back with you on that.
Yeah, one of the real neat features of the new interface is that we have included as part of the CMS a page builder. So let's say you want a new template and we didn't build a certain layout for you. It's just drag and drop different modules over so you can create a whole different layout on the spot yourself. So it's very, very fun to use.
Yeah, for those of you who may not have caught it in the beginning too, I also shared that we will be doing a page builder webinar next month in September. So that's one you don't want to miss if you're kind of intrigued by this new CMS and seeing how the page builder will work. That's definitely one you're going to want to tune into. I'm hosting it with Denise Brazier, which you have potentially seen her before on our webinars as well. She's incredible. So that'll be one you won't want to miss. Oh, Christina shared that Judy trained them on forms and she was awesome. So yeah, we can definitely get um, Crystal signed up for a training. What date? I believe that will be September 17th. I think that's what I have planned right now, but keep your eyes out. If you're signed up for a newsletter, you won't miss the webinar registration email. I always send it exactly 2 weeks out before the webinar is going to happen. And now we're going to start actually to send it a couple days prior as well. Um, and it's our webinars are always on a Thursday, usually towards the end of the month at 1 p.m. So yeah, you can kind of keep your eyes out for that. Tori's also wondering if there are different versions of Revize forms because the ones on her website don't look like the ones that you were showing us, Joe.
Yeah, there are two different types of forms. One's called a web form, and that's when you put a form inside your web page itself for things like, hey, contact us or give us your thoughts about this. Just a quick little form to get information. The application I showed you is called our interactive forums application. It's a separate one. It's made so the whole idea is that with ADA compliancy, you have to do what's called PDF remediation. Now, we do have a software package called RZ ClearDocs, where on demand, when someone clicks on the PDF, it'll immediately remediate it. And then everyone that comes after that, it's already remediated, they could use that. The only thing is, when we did the study, we found out that residents don't care for PDFs for two reasons. Number one, they're on their cell phone. When they open up PDF, they can't read it. And then secondly, they don't want to open it up because they've heard so many things on TV about viruses being in PDFs. It's a lot easier to make a web page ADA compliant than a PDF. So that's why we have the Interactive Forms app. So rather than having a PDF, you create the form into Interactive Forms app. It's a web page, so it conforms to whatever size so they can read it on their cell phone. And at the same time, they can fill it out in the browser. So two different forms. Interactive forms to fill it out in the browser, and web forms, which is a form inside your web page that they could submit information from. Good question.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, Joe. It looks like we're slowing down on questions in the chat. So I'm going to check the Q&A. I don't see any in there. Um, oh, Crystal wondering about forms again. I believe it would be different trainings if you needed trainings on both types of forms. But again, for that personalized question, just go ahead and reach out to us, Crystal, and we can make sure we get all the information that you need for your specific site and situation all taken care of.
We can probably train you in the same session, so you won't
Okay,
have to
great.
book twice.
Joe, do you mind taking a peek in the chat here? We've got a specific question. Oh, it looks like you're pulling it up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Is there a way to add lines between the sentences on the web forms? So I guess I'm guessing you want to add information between. I guess I don't exactly understand the question. But again, anything specific, by all means, reach out to us and we can go over it in detail and show you how to do that.
She said where the paragraph is. Like, I think if you could make it double spaced in the paragraph of content.
Yeah, you should be able to do that in your rich text editor. And if you don't know how, we can go ahead and show you how to do that.
Okay. Crystal's also wondering, can you explain the advantages of using interactive forms through Revise instead of a third-party platform like Jotform?
Okay, so in Jot forms, so this is a Jot form page. Depending on how you build it on out, you could sort of see with a Jot form, depending how you built it, it could. So this is where I'm going to give you my personal preference, okay? And you may not agree with it. With the Interactive Forms app, it's much more easier for residents to fill that on out. With Jot forms, from what I've seen so far, unless they've updated their solution, it's a little bit on the older school way of filling out forms. They're both good applications. If Jot Forms works well for you, we can embed Jot Forms into your website, just like I did here, to make it look like it's part of your website. So I guess it's all a preference to you. My preference is our interactive forms app because it seems like it's just a little bit easier for people to utilize. And it's inside the web site itself. And I know that it's ADA compliant. So.
Where do submitted forms go from
So with
interactive
the
forms?
interactive forms app, when you submit the form itself, what'll happen is that a email will be sent to the person in charge of that form. There'll be a link in there. When they click on the link, it'll go to the application itself. They log in and they'll see the form. It'll be all filled out. It's a great way of becoming a digital government because the biggest problem we have with forms is buying file cabinets and printing it on out. When I need the form, I have to look for it. With this application, it's in the database, so I can always search for that signed form when I need it, and I could save it as a PDF or print it out on the spot. I don't need to be filing it elsewhere, and I can get to it quickly and easily. Another nice thing about the interactive forms application is you can select one form. A lot of clerks like to look at all the submissions side by side. They can export all the submissions of that one form into an Excel spreadsheet, and then they can review everything side by side, create a report, or do whatever type of analysis they need to right on the spot. We do have a webinar in regards to interactive forms application. If you go to our website, revize.com, at the very top, there's a button that says webinars. And if you go down, you'll see the one on interactive forms, and it goes in pretty darn good detail on how to create the form and all the different cool things that you can do.
Another question bouncing off of this forms conversation here, is that database available with the web-based forms versus the interactive forms?
No, it is not. The web page or web forms were made to be just single emails to the individuals, or that's the benefit of the interactive forms application is it's all in the database.
Okay,
That's a great,
awesome.
great question.
Lots of good questions,
Yeah,
guys.
I
Thank you
know.
so much
Woo!
for being active in the chat. Okay, awesome. If there are no more questions, I just want to thank everyone so much for joining us today. Um, oh, I have another quick question. Image manager that you had shown, Joe, is that an upgrade that that clients have to request?
Um, Again, reach on out to your account manager. I believe the image manager in the new interface is the same as the old one. So I guess again, we could look for your specific need of what you're looking for and take it from there.
Awesome. But yeah, feel free to add any more questions if we have any. But Tori's wondering if there's a certain sizing for the video for the slider on the homepage.
That's a very good question. Send an email to Hannah@revize.com and she'll find out for you.
Yeah, feel free to reach out with any specific inquiries or requests about your website, and we'll make sure to get you an answer ASAP. No, don't apologize, Tori. I very much appreciate everyone
No, this
being
is
active
great.
in the chat. Yeah, never apologize for the questions. This is awesome. We really appreciate you all coming to these webinars because we love to have this not really face-to-face time, but more FaceTime with Team Revise where you can ask all of these questions that you have. And so yeah, we really appreciate you taking time out of your very busy schedules to hang out with us for an hour. So never apologize for the questions.
And destination websites is a very exciting topic, and there's so many facets we can discuss with you. And whatever your objectives may be, there's solutions to that. So I know we're going to be closing the webinar right now, but send your questions that you have immediately to Hannah@revize.com. She'll forward them to me or to whoever is the, see, I'm studying because I'm excited about this topic. Whoever's the correct individual, and we'll take care of you and get you some answers right away. Thank you so
Yep.
much, everyone.
Thank you everyone so much for joining again. Today's session will be available on our website. We hope to see you next month at our Page Builder webinar. That will be super exciting. More details coming soon. And again, also, I've got that client resources newsletter email coming out, I believe, next week with some of those image websites and more helpful things that will help you really make the most out of your Revize website. So if you have any other questions or would like to see any more product demonstrations more in depth, reach out to us to have a free meeting with us to learn more about how to build the ultimate destination website with Revize. Awesome. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
everyone.
everyone. Bye.
Have a great weekend. Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. And thank you, Joe.
You're very welcome. Anytime.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.